So you're probably dreading sharing your first blog post out to the world. A lot of bloggers these days often copy other people or are so fixated on the algorithm when instead they actually don't worry about what should I create for my community and create for my people. As an example, we're going to use my very first blog post, and I was terrified to share this. I'm going to show why you should be focusing on yourself and not worrying about others and just creating your own freaking cheat sheet. Yeah, we're gonna briefly go over my blog post that I posted on Medium. Okay, so this blog post is not perfect, but how do you use your narrative to impact lives as a writer? That's a very catchy title. Taking notes? Catchy title. And also make sure your title is also really debating, makes people question things so that they're more inclined to click. And as soon as you get into the blog post, you see a picture of me. That builds trust. But I'm kind of doing a little bit of a pose there, and I was kind of in the bathroom in that picture.
Right then.
But yeah, we're gonna move on. Picture denotes trust. Taking note of that. And if at any point of this video you want to read the blog post, it's down below in the description. You can read it whenever you feel like. Another thing that I noticed is in this blog post, I use a lot of bold lettering and a lot of images kind of, so it really keeps people engaged. The first sentence of the blog post was, okay, who the freak are you? You know, people probably think, who is this guy? He's only 16. What does he gotta say? I'm telling you guys, you need to be descriptive as freak. You need to look at the blog post that performed the best and see why did it perform the best? Why did this blow up? And just keep repeating it over and over. This is just a blueprint. We're not gonna go over the whole blog post because it's gonna take like 2 million years, but this is just a blueprint of why creating your own algorithm is so powerful. And as you're reading like the intro and the hook, you slide a little bit further and then you get a video of my creation story. And this is so powerful because you don't just get the blog, but you get my vibe and you get who I am. And then if you swipe even again, you get my podcast episode and the power of podcasting. You know, if your audience are busy people, you can be inclusive to those kind of people. And what I realized about my writing voice is very preachy. That's just who I've always been. I use a lot of big words. I'm really crazy. And I also am really relatable sometimes. For example, I said freak a lot, or I say, what does that exactly mean a lot? You know, I try to, you know, kind of relate to you guys, not be on this pedestal. I realize I'm very vulnerable here, and that helps me stand out because I share what I've been through. You know, I talked about how I had people not believe in me. I've been bullied. I said how content saved my life from a hard thing going on. I've had someone say I'll never make it with my dream, you know, a lot of things. And you know how powerful vulnerability is you have to be an open book. Then I noticed how I kind of flipped it, how I talked about it's you know, have your story, share your story, and then I flip it and say, okay, let me tell you my writing story. So I did a really good job here on kind of changing the scene. The beginning of the blog post and the ending are the easiest. The part where people start to drop off is the middle. So the middle, you have to make sure that's your most important part. You need to be vulnerable. You need to be telling your story. What are you going through? The beginning needs to hook people in, and then the end needs to be kind of like the conclusion, resolution, and like the value. And I did that by sharing my story towards the middle when I said, okay, let me tell you my writing story. You can just do like the beginning, get straight to the value, and then towards the middle, you tell the story, and then the end, you kind of close it off. That's something that I kind of did here, because at the beginning, I gave the value, why you need to have your story. Then I talked about my story as an example, and then the ending, I said, like, I pushed through this, I didn't let this get me down, and I'm gonna help those people who struggled like I did. And then right towards the end, I talk about, okay, do you want to join a community of writers and bloggers that are really, you know, together and support each other? Join our Discord. Not only am I inspirational because I'm like, we're a community here, we're doing this together, but I take people to another platform. I take people to another social media platform very well. Discoverability as a blogger. Discoverability as a blogger is very important because you need to be on every social media platform so that people can find you, and you also need to be on every blog platform. Do not be a one-trick pony. People won't know where to find you, so discoverability is important. But make sure your content is there and solid, because if you're just marketing and exposing your content out to the world and it's not there, you're just wasting your time. So make sure you get that content out there good. When you're exposing this content, you need to know what people want, you know, what people like about you. What do they like about your writing voice? You know, when I write, you know, people always say like, oh, you're like a walking dictionary, or like, you're just so preachy. And, you know, double down on that. Sometimes it's not being a different person, just taking what you have and just making it 10 times. And my blog post got 13 claps. Thank you guys, that means a lot. You know, that may not be a lot to many, or that might be a lot to many, but I'm happy with that, and this is only going to grow as more people read it, so thank you. I love you. Okay, just adding some finishing touches. We finally did it. We got our cheat sheet in. This is a secret, don't tell anyone. I have a catchy and debating title which inclines people to click the blog post. I am emotional throughout the blog post so that people feel with me and get vulnerable with me. A picture of me at the beginning, which equals trust. Images and words to draw attention and keep people engaged. A podcast and YouTube version for my blog post so I can be inclusive to the people who don't feel like reading and they're just busy or they want to watch me face to face. I have a defined writing voice because I am very preachy, but at the same time I'm relatable and I'm just myself in my blog. I changed the vibe of the post so people don't drop off. You know, I'm always having things happening. I'm always having things going on in the blog. And then my intro, middle, and end all flow together. People don't get bored, hopefully. The intro gets straight to the point. The middle tells the story. And the end, you know, just is the resolution, you know, conclusion, like how I kind of came back from this struggle. And then I distributed my blog post to multiple sources so that, you know, people can find me. And that's our cheat sheet. Let me tell you a little bit of a story time. I know that blog post was my first blog post and it's not the best quality or it's not top dog tier to the other bloggers, but never in a million years did I ever think I would be here blogging and be here doing YouTube and the podcast and the social media, because it all started out in my classroom. All I did was just write. I didn't talk to anyone. I was a quiet mouse, and I started, you know, sharing my writing to the class, and then I started, you know, talking to classmates. You know, we all start somewhere, and never in a million years did I ever think I would have the courage to share the ins and outs of me online to the world. And that just shows that people can do anything they put their mind to if you just embrace what you've been through and just use it as a positive. There's a lot of people who say, oh my god, what happens if I copy someone? What happens if I copy my blog and people are gonna think I copied them? What's gonna happen?
I don't know, probably nothing. Nothing.
What you can do is just take stuff from different people, take stuff from different bloggers. There's this book called Steal Like an Artist, and it basically teaches you to steal different things that each blogger that you love has and make it your own. That's not stealing, that's called recreating. Now I would analyze bloggers, I would analyze YouTubers, and analyze all these people and be like, you know, I want to be there, I want to be that. And then instead of doing that, you have to think about, how did they get to where they are? And when you think about it, we all started from square one. We all started from ground zero. So there's nothing to be scared about. It's just you have to start. The number one thing that people don't do is take action. You know, this content out here is free for you. The only thing holding you back is you taking that action and going out there and making your dreams a freaking reality. But what I'm really trying to say here is you don't have to follow anyone's rules. You can take bloggers, every blogger that you are inspired by, bloggers that are your mentors, and just take different things about them and create your own algorithm. Test your crap. Test. You never know something until you test it. You have to be in Dexter's laboratory, test a bunch of crap, because I watch a bunch of YouTubers that I idolize and I'm obsessed with them, and I basically just take different things. I make my own little reagent and mix them all together and create this huge thing. So you don't have to follow anyone's rules. You can make your own cheat sheet and blow up. Throughout my school life, throughout my life, I've had a lot of crap. What helped me was kind of finding this online space, finding Twitch, finding Instagram, finding all these places. Content saved my life, and I want to give back to you guys because it was such a blessing, and I just want to share that blessing with you guys. I want to help one blogger at a time. I want to help you all so that us bloggers, we aren't these people under the rug. We can take over the world. It's not about the money. It's not about the numbers. It's not about blowing up. It's just me and you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make it together, okay? We got this. So if you want to be heard and you want your mission to go miles, consider subscribing. This is the place for you, for us bloggers, to change the world, to share our mission, to share our beliefs. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. You guys mean the world to me, and I just, every freaking day, this is amazing. Even though I'm a little sick today, making this video made me a little bit better because you bloggers are just so, you have so much determination, so much resolve, and it's crazy. So don't give up, don't quit. If you feel like crap, I'm here for you, and hopefully this video motivated you and gave you that extra push to keep going. And I just want to show that no matter where you come from, you can make your dreams a reality. So I'll see you in the next one.
You